which is good.
What did he say? 10 seconds?
Yeah, people are starting to pour in.
Do we get the official countdown?
I don't
5,
know.
4, 3, 2,
We're on. We're live.
1. Doyle just announced that he is out this session for Raiders
Oh, no.
because he's having a kid.
Oh.
All right, well, that's a tough way to start the episode, but we are back.
Episode 9.
It
Let's
is
go, Chief.
episode 9. I can't believe we made it this far.
Flag football tonight, episode 9. We were just talking to Bove about it. We fought through the trenches to get here, and we're here. 9 consistent weeks.
Can we get some damn credit? Like,
if we could get some crowd
can you
noise in
play
here
something?
somehow.
Can you play? Like, do you have?
Where's the music for the startup screen? We ain't there yet, Jordan.
Yeah. We don't. Once we hit episode 10, I think we're allowed to start doing music and shit like that.
We do got to figure that out. We're still working with it, but we're lucky. We got Commissioner here, Commissioner Joey Bova. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me
Cheers
on.
to that. We got some root beers.
Yeah. Let's cheers to that. Last week, it was fun. As fun as it was, we have to take a step back. We can get in trouble for doing what we did by YouTube, like smoking, drinking, crazy. So we'll still have fun. We just gotta just
Back
take
to
it.
business.
We gotta get back to business. So speaking of business,
Dome says boom boom.
yeah, we're gonna listen. We'll cover it. Listen, we'll get into that. So we'll get into that. Let's just start with a recap. What do you say, Pat?
Yeah.
Boba,
All right.
what do you think? Start with a recap. All right. How did it go?
I just want to say quickly, actually, shout out to Bova because it wasn't looking good when I got there. We got shut down on the first field, but we moved very easily 2 minutes up the road, not even, and it ended up being a great day. It ended up being a really good day. The rest of the games all got played.
Both fields were pretty good.
The fields were fine, and it was a good day.
I was
good day of football
because we played in that blitz tournament, but granted it was on the turf.
Yeah.
And it got shut down. So when we went to McCarthy, I was like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? There was a lot of people there too, but
I felt fine once I saw where we were.
Yeah, and I give everyone in the league credit. There wasn't much trash. It looked like I tried to pick up as much as I could. I mean, the fields are clean. There wasn't really much arguing that I saw.
Yeah.
I think
Good
it was
week.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I know overall went really well. I mean, that week was probably the biggest shit show we've had since season 1.
And we powered through it.
Yeah, season 1 when we were up in Nashua on the soccer fields, we had no permits up for that field, so there would be little kid soccer. We'd be
Dude, we found a way to do it, dude. That was crazy. We'd have a game low, high. You'd have to one half you'd play up top, one half and it worked. I mean, hey, even still though, it worked out.
Yeah, we got through it. I mean, it didn't look too good after those 9 a.m. games, the little kids coming out the soccer, but obviously had a couple issues because of it. But overall, I think for a week where we had some surprises, I wasn't expecting to not have a field this week, so I think we got through it pretty well.
I agree.
Power through it. Let's go. So basically, I mean, we're gonna have to start with. I hate to put everybody on the spot here, but we're gonna have to go with the Ghost Tiger Blood. So that's gonna get second half played this.
Yeah.
This week?
So Bova, real quick, because I'm hearing that. I don't know what you heard, Patty. I don't know what you heard, Bova. I'm hearing that the story I heard was that obviously they played their game. It got interrupted. And then I heard Tiger Blood wasn't going to have enough players to go to the next field. So them and Ghost agreed on we'll reschedule it. And then Tiger Blood all showed up to the field and said, no, we're going to play. And Ghost said, no, you guys agreed to a scrimmage, basically, or like a later date. What actually happened?
I mean, it's just kind of a part of the whole start being a shit show with the field changes and all that. So they got through their first half of the game. Then that's when the guy came up with this permit, was like, you guys got to get out of here by 9. The drip check game was already into their second half, so I was going to try to let them finish out their half. I told Ghost and Tiger Blood to wait, and so we moved fields, and we finish up their half over there. But because I was in the middle of reffing, it was kind of hard for them to communicate with me and everything. So it's not. It was just a perfect clusterfuck of everyone, having some issues there. But I wasn't kept in the loop in the beginning, so I didn't really know that they had the conversation. Oh, this one's falling. Oof. There we go. So I didn't know about that conversation they had. When I got to the second field, it was all set up. I was expecting they were gonna, finish that second half, but that's when they had told me they come to an agreement that they would finish at a later date. So plan is for now that this Sunday there'll be an early game, 7:20 start for the second half of that game to wrap that one up.
Okay.
Okay.
So that one sounds like there isn't much drama on it. It sounds like, despite what's been posted, I think the only issue there is that are they letting Mikey and JJ? Were Mikey and JJ there?
No, not this. That was the real drama with that was over that. Like, should they be able to play if they show up, or should any players that weren't there be able to show up and play? To me, my thought process on it is everyone paid their dues. It's a rough, weird week, so if we had to relocate and it just so happens people can show up for the relocation game, then it is what it is.
What it is, right? Okay.
People
So
have
whoever shows up can play.
Yeah, so to me, I feel like whoever can show up can play, and especially with this weird week where we have a bunch of people out with that tournament coming up.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I was supposed to miss it, but
But what?
I mean, dude, well, I'm showing up to my game on Sunday.
I was trying to get some breaking news here.
yeah, a lot of teams gonna be short players, so I felt like even that would be
What tournament is it?
There's an Asian tournament.
Oh, okay.
In Rhode Island.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
Yep.
I don't know if that really affect Tiger Blood or Ghost all that much, but either way, to me, if you pay your dues, you're on the team. Kind of said it from the
So
start.
what is this? Are they starting a new game, or is it score?
A half, right?
Yeah, just
Just
continue.
the second half.
What was the score?
I don't know.
26-12 or 13, something like that.
Okay.
I think Ghost, right?
Yeah, Ghost is up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get what they're saying.
And it
They're
worked
up
out.
and now
I mean,
all of a
they
sudden
did play
Mikey
the
and
first
JJ are
half.
gonna
They
go
played the
second.
first half, so it's going to be just the second half. It's not like
Yeah.
they were in the middle of a half, so it is
Right.
what it is, right?
Okay, that
Maybe.
leads us, I think, to what about, speaking of reschedules, Island Gods and Outsiders? So this one had a little bit of drama as I'm sorry, Wolfpack and Island Gods. What happened with this one, Bova?
Yeah, so this one is more my fault than anything, which is what I've been trying to tell the guys on the Wolfpack side as much as I can. With the field relocate and everything, they had the late game scheduled, so it was looking like things were going to be pushed back a lot. Like maybe that late game wasn't going to start till 1 p.m. It was looking like, and then Dylan and Jacob, the captains of Island Gods, are also some of our refs, so they were scheduled to ref a game. So they were asking me like, hey, I mean, my guys can't show up this late. And to me, no one signed up to play at 1 p.m. That's what we have schedules and everything. I get that everyone was inconvenienced this week, so people were saying like, oh, well, everyone had to tough it out, so why should anyone get special, treatment? But I had told them like, listen, it's 10:30 right now. You guys are reffing a game. It doesn't look like you guys are gonna start till 1. If you guys really can't make it, then that's my fault. We'll reschedule it. But then as the games got going, I shaved off 5 minutes from each half of everyone's game, so that kind of saved some time.
Dude, what the fuck? That's why we lost.
Yeah, so that was the part that impacted everybody a little bit. But because I did that, the late games were more on time than I thought they would be. It was only about 20 minutes late, so that's why Wolfpack was a little pissed off. They're like, well, it's only 20 minutes late. Why can't we play? But they had already told their guys not to show up and everything, so that
was
was
just perfect storm. I mean, they might have been short anyway, but you did
could have
tell them really. Yeah, I
There's
think that makes sense. I mean,
there's a chance that my bad decisions may have bailed them out. People feel like, but it's I can't really.
You
blame
knew
them.
one person was going to be mad and one person was going to be happy. Ultimately, now the only thing I spoke with a couple people is, what do you guys think about? And you could tell me absolutely fucking not. It's just a conversation that should every team have that one mulligan where they are allowed to reschedule a game, or
A mulligan?
you know what I mean? One of
No.
those weeks where, because now, I know it was a weird week, but now it seems like the door slightly, just a crack opened up.
No, it doesn't.
Can you reschedule?
No.
Well, no, that's what people are talking about. People are saying,
Who?
listen, I'm not saying no names. You know me, I don't mention names, but I'm just saying, should every team get one reschedule or no? You
No.
say absolutely not. Bova?
Well, I tried to be very lenient and friendly the first 2 seasons with rescheduling and all that stuff, and it was just a fucking shit show trying to accommodate people when they wanted to do it. So with these ones, since it's my fault, I didn't look at my permit schedule. I didn't know we didn't have the field till the day before, so we were scrambling to get it done.
Totally
If
fair.
it's my fault, then I'm not gonna screw other people because of it. But
That's fair.
No,
I'll
I
say
think that's fair.
so. You might want to name names, but like the Drip Check Dirty Squad game that wants to get rescheduled. It's not my fault if people decide to go play a different tournament on the same day.
The people want to see that game though. Can
Got the
we wait? Can we do like the NFL? Can we flex a game? You know, they move a game to like the 820. Is there a way to play that like under the lights somewhere? I want to watch it, but I get what you're saying. Obviously, of course.
Yes, like the one thing I did say with rescheduling stuff is like if people can come to an agreement, like if the Drip and Dirty sides can come to agreement to play at a different time or a different location under certain stipulations, then that's fine. But if all parties aren't in agreement, then is what it is. Unfortunately.
Okay. No, I agree with that, and I think we all got to give you credit, Boa, because you've always been the most even keeled. I've never seen you get too high, too low. You don't bitch people out. You just tell it the way it is, and that's it. And I got to give you a lot of respect for that, because even me and you have gone at it, and me being a fucking asshole on the field, and you always just
over the line. You were over the line.
Yeah, and I mean, just being an asshole. But you know what you did? You just talked to me normal. You never I got to give you credit. I just read a comment. Let's read it. Mike Howe for MWP this year, most worsened player. That's fair.
Get shit on, buddy.
Hey, that's fair. The good news is that award, if they do give it out, is at the end of the year. It's not given out through 4 or 5 weeks, so I still have a chance to redeem myself.
Okay.
Speaking of that, let's get into the recap of last week.
I think
we could probably skip our game, obviously, right, for the sake of time.
No. We gotta talk about that.
We're on a time crunch.
What was the score?
Well, let's start 7:20, and we can work our way up. So, first game, Honey Badgers versus Drip Check. I heard this game was crazy.
This was a great game. I mean, I got there like probably just before halftime, couple minutes before halftime, and Honey Badgers were up like 20 points, right?
20?
So?
Yeah, they started the game up 21-0.
21-0. Yeah, I got there.
Yeah.
Sources said it's all Honey Badgers. I said, wow. And then
what happened? Was it like the when the lights went out in the 49ers Ravens Super Bowl? The lights went out.
Wow, that's exactly
the
what
field
happened.
Switched, and all of a sudden, like something went crazy. Oh my god!
No shotguns tonight, Murray.
So
we're all business.
What happened? They ended up they were up 21, and then is that when the field changed, and then they just came back, or was it something else?
Yeah, so that game they were up 21-0. That's when they were starting the second half. Originally, I told them that the second half is only going to be 20 minutes because they need to get off the field, but both sides were like, "No, fuck that. That's bullshit." So I was like, "All right, if you really want to play the last 10 minutes of the game at the other field, we'll do the last 10 minutes over there." So I feel bad that game ended up the way it did, just with the field change.
Oh, wow.
Well, had a momentum already changed at all?
The momentum was definitely starting to switch by, the...
Yeah, I mean, if they're coming back from 3 scores, it had to happen before 10 minutes left in the game, I'm guessing.
When you had to take like a 25, 30-minute break to finish the last 10 minutes of the game because I have to set up a field in the other location. So I feel bad that the way it did just from the field change perspective, but the game itself, that was a great game. That was fun.
Yeah, well, Dome just made a comment saying that Drip was up.
They did. They closed out that half that's
before
where
the field change.
Yeah.
All right, so you shouldn't really feel bad about that. If anything could have happened, but for them to already come back on the field, got to give it the benefit of the doubt. Just Drip Check. I mean, dude, Drip Check is scary because the 2 teams that I've seen so far played to the way they were drafted, and we talked about this last week.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is Drip Check, because, dude, you see even the clips that you guys post, dude, like they just fucking nobody wants to get in front of that fucking. It's like a fucking train.
And then they got Deuce, one of the best playmakers, and other guys.
Him behind House, Noel, and Danny, and it's like, dude, fucking. And there's other guys too. I know I'm missing names, but like, dude, you see the clips? They drafted to be run screen heavy. And they fucking steamroll teams, and the other team is Dirty Squad. Dirty Squad gave up fucking number 1 offense, or one of the best. They gave up 14 points this week. Mm-hmm. Again, because they only gave up 18 to us the week before. Yeah. And they drafted defense.
Yeah.
I gotta give Drip a lot of credit this week. Usually when they get down like that, or even if you score on them, they fucking start freaking out
They didn't.
each other. And I'm not gonna say it was completely calm, like 100% calm, but compared to what I've seen them do other weeks, they had a different mentality with the comeback mode. So definitely like to see that. People taking a different route to sportsmanship. That's always my big thing here. Is I like to see a good sportsmanship. So
Yeah, that's a really good point, and it
Talk about
resulted in a big
sportsmanship in my game,
big W too for Drip Check.
Yeah, good. Shout out Drip Check. Shout out Honey Badgers too. They've been in every.
They
They're- what
balled
are they,
without
2 and
Chad.
3?
They didn't have Chad either.
Are they 2-3?
No, I don't think so.
They lost to Drip. They lost to Outsiders.
I think those are their only two
So
losses,
they're
right?
3-2. They beat us. They beat Cowboy Killers, right? They played Cowboy Killers. And who else did they play? Yeah, let's look that up because they're either 2 and somebody said they had 3 losses. But I was like,
I think they're 3-2.
I was gonna say that doesn't make sense. So they beat us by 1. They beat. Yeah, so they are 3-2. They beat Revenge. That's who it is.
Okay.
All right. So I mean, they've been in every game. They beat us by 1 point. They lost by 1 point to Outsiders. You know what I mean? They're in every game. So that's a scary team.
Yeah.
What else we got?
What's the next game? Is it this one?
No, Dirty.
Oh, okay. I mean, like you were just saying, Dirty Squad and Outsiders played here, and I mean, Dirty Squad held them in check. 14 points is really.
This is the
impressive.
first game I've seen that this makes me. And I know they're undefeated, and they were my sleeper pick to go to the Super Bowl. But this is their first game to show me that they really played a team, and they played us too. You know what I mean? But this really showed me against a top offense. Like, dude, 14 points. Dirty Squad is scary.
That's impressive because that's a really good team that they held to 14 points. So.
And they had their backup quarterback in during the second half because Dom left.
Yeah,
And
he had
he
a
balled out.
I heard.
Yeah, but I guess the game moved. I don't know what happened with that, but shout out to George Horn. He came in and he balled out, bro. I watched the end of that game. He balled out.
That's fire. Let's go. Brought the boys to a victory there.
Yep.
I didn't watch a lot of that one, but yeah, I guess Dom left mid-game. But I saw some of the highlights of George, and he's got a nice throw.
He was making throws.
Yeah, he does, and he does. We've played him in the low league before. He played
He won
as
the
quarterback.
championship.
Yeah, he won the championship. He makes good decisions.
He balled out.
He definitely.
I give him fucking credit, dude.
Yeah.
Because when Dom left, that was a 7-point game, and you're playing one of the top teams.
That's actually super impressive. Good shit.
So we know their resume. Next week, so are they officially Bova? Are they officially taking a forfeit?
Who?
Dirty Squad this week is taking a forfeit against
Why?
Check, like we talked about because of that tournament.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Is that official, Bova?
I think that's pretty much official at this point that the Dirty Squad Drip Check game is resulting in a Drip Check forfeit win, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a good chance we see them in the. Is that possible for a Super Bowl? Are they in different divisions?
So with the divisions and all that, it only
Oh,
matters.
that's only regular season, right?
Yeah, it only matters for the first seed. So whoever gets first,
You could see that.
they can see each other at any point in the playoffs. Really, I think they'll probably see each other if they make it before the championship, if anything.
Yep.
Okay.
Next one was Dream Killers and Revenge, and there was some crazy plays made in that game.
Dude, that play
A
after
lot of strip fumbles.
that play after that play after half. So I think it was 20-6 Dream Killers at half, and then Revenge got a play to Kevin Clark or Kyle Clark, and he ran all the way down, and then Jerry came out of it was like Ben Watson and Champ Bailey. Remember that play?
Great play.
He just stripped him the ball, somehow stayed in, and then the momentum was just. I mean, they were already winning, but he scores that, it's a one possession game.
They never turned back after that. It was all Dream.
That play happened right in front of me. That was one of the craziest plays I've seen live.
That was
he was flying. He was going real fast.
Because he caught up to him.
He's a fucking game changer.
Yeah, he is.
Jerry is a
His stock needs to go up in this league. He
just makes crazy plays, dude.
He does. He's a stud. Ever since he came in here, too, he's just been making plays every game.
but it did. That ball definitely stayed in bounds. I don't know.
Yeah.
He came flying full speed, punched that out. I just don't get out of the momentum of that ball and didn't go out of bounds.
And then he recovered it too, right?
Yeah, he picked it up too.
Crazy, dude.
Crazy. Unfortunately, that was kind of the only thing I saw from that game because then I had to go do stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, we got to give. Oh, sorry, both of you cut off for a second.
Audio's cutting out a little bit.
Revenge only scored 6 that game. I mean, obviously Dream Killers is undefeated at this point, but that Revenge offense, they've got some weapons.
That's what's scary about Dream Killers, dude, is that obviously we always talk about Jay leading on offense. He doesn't turn the ball over much, and if you're only going to give up 6 points on defense, dude, that is scary.
Yeah,
if the league MVP as of right now is Jay, I think. And if he's not turning the ball over and your defense is getting stopped, how do you beat that team? How do you beat that team? You know what I mean? What do we got next?
A tournament or something. I don't know. Actually, no, they're going to show up to everything. They'll always be there. The next game was Flamin' Hot Immortals and Cowboy Killers.
Bova?
So I didn't get to see much of this game.
The first half. It was close.
Looks like the Immortals came out ready to go.
They got a win. Finally. With this win, we are a 1-4 team, and our point differential is 0.
I know you guys have. I know we've talked about it before. You guys have been in every single game.
Yeah, they have. We
played maybe dirty. Not dirty. I don't think you guys were in that game, but you were in our game.
They were in my game.
Dirty was a 2 or 3 score game, yeah. But every other game we lost by 5 or less.
Yeah. So what happened in this game, Bova? You guys, I reffed the first half, and I think it was 21-20 at half.
You reffed it?
I reffed the first.
Wow,
half.
Union, huh?
I just joined the referee committee, by the way. I'm officially a union referee.
I was on officially. Yeah, I mean that. So the end of that first half was kind of crazy.
That big touchdown.
Yeah, they had we had a blown coverage at the start of their drive, and Haverty just got a free run to the end zone, and then we had I think 45-50 seconds to go down the field and score before half, which was big because then we had the ball to start second half.
Yep.
And then we got a couple stops there, and then ended up coming away with a pretty sizable win. But I want to shout out Cowboy Killers because I've been watching them for a lot, and one thing I want to say about them is every time I see them play, besides maybe that drip strike game, but every other time I see them play, they're always in games, and they're really their offense is clicking at times, and then there's maybe 1 or 2 plays that go the wrong way or not the way they want. And then you could just see the mentality on the field with those guys. They kind of just quit on themselves, and that's kind of disappointing because they got a really good team. I just wish they had a little bit more faith in one another. There's some people that were walking off the field. One of the guys quit. I like to see, and I like to see that because they really do have a solid squad, and I think they could make some noise here if they would just give each other more of a chance and play more of a team mentality.
What do you think, Pat?
I mean, yeah. I definitely thought they were going to play better than they have. I think we could all say that, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there.
I think if I just want to do a quick comment on that and just following up on what you said, Bova, is that I think it comes back to what me and Pat talked about before. I think after going 0-2 and it's a 9-week season, it just they kind of almost completely went haywire. You know what I mean? They were like, Joe, depending on say what you want about Joe, but Joe shows up every week. He's going to try. You know what I mean? And after 2 weeks, they were like, no, we got to get Joe out of here. Joe's off the team or whatever. They held like a captain's vote or whatever. And I think me and Pat were both like, well, I don't think they need to do that yet. It's been 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And then they switched back to Perry. Perry's a great quarterback too. But it's tough, man. It's 9 weeks. You know what I mean? You need a couple weeks to get going. Now they're going back to Joe. They get one bad play, like you said, Bova, and all of a sudden now people are walking off the field. People are quitting the team. It's just, I think from the start, they just didn't really have faith in their system. And if you don't have faith in your system, dude, and the players around you, and it's people quitting, you're never going to be successful.
Yeah, that's one thing with the league, and it's hard to. It's never going to be perfect across the board for everything and in all aspects. But I like to see people just take a step back and just realize what we're doing here. It's a league mostly for fun. I mean, obviously everyone's competitive. Love split football here, but at the end of the day, we're here for fun, and I don't want anyone to be on a team and feel like that. They're not getting their money's worth, or they're having more, bad feelings towards things than good at the end of the day. So, hopefully people can just take a step back and realize what the
bigger picture is with it.
Yeah. I mean, we're a 1-4 team, and at the start of the season, I'm not gonna lie, I myself had a pretty bad fucking attitude at times, and I was getting pretty pissed off with how we were playing. But I kind of took a step back too in our chat and said, like, I'm sorry, I have had a bad attitude, and let's get back to having fun. And that's really what it's supposed to all be about. So I know some other teams are in a similar boat and similar situation to us, where not having the best record, but just get out there and have some fun.
Anything. The good news is, whether bad record or not, and let's say you don't make the playoffs, anything can fucking happen in that play-in tournament. You don't know what's gonna happen in the weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking and look at, not to bring up last session. I'm not, and I know you guys are gonna start laughing or anything, but genuinely, the only reason we won last session is because when we were fucking 4-6 going into the playoffs or snuck in the playoffs, nobody was like, what the fuck, man? We're like, hey, we got a chance. You know what I mean? Did we think we were gonna win it when we were fucking 4-6? No, but like, we were like, let's at least try. So, like you said, Bova, it's just
anyone can win in this league. That's my favorite part.
Even right now,
Yeah.
Anybody, any given fucking Saturday or Sunday or whenever we're gonna play the turn or whatever it is, anybody can win. So
it's the best part about this league.
That's the best part, dude. You never know what type of team's gonna show up.
Yeah.
Playing playoffs. Let us be the testament of that. You know what I mean? All right, this next game
was a
really game was sick to watch.
This was a great game.
The ending of this game was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
So, Wrecking Crew, Blue Storm.
Yep.
What did you have? You had a big turnover to start the game or something?
Turnover.
Like you had a pick or something? I heard them screaming.
I said I fucking fumbled or something.
No. I heard I had a pick or something. I heard them screaming, "Let's go, Nelson!" So I didn't know what happened over there.
Yeah, they made a couple plays. I think it was like 1 or 2 plays where they definitely were driving. They started playing physical right off the bat, and then we just fucking bounced off. So it just contact play, and I just found the ball.
Nice.
And then
you got a couple picks this year.
Yep, couple picks this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey. You've been balling out? No, I got
Everybody.
look at Bo. I want to get low, yeah. He's been balling. My boy Nelson's been balling. Blue Storm. I finally jumped on the Blue Storm train last week.
Go,
I'm on the ice train. I'm calling it. The ice train.
All right.
I finally hopped on the ice train before it took off. I picked you guys to win last week. I gotta give a big shout out to Lamar. He started the whole game, right?
Yeah, Lamar played the whole game, and he had to play good enough for us to win this game, and he played great. He
looked great.
He really did. He put it was a windy day. Over your quarterback, you know that it's a windy day, and dude, we had some long plays. We won by 2 points, and we converted on some long fourth downs, and Lamar was able to find the open guy there.
Dude.
He's an awesome teammate. He's a big fan of Lamar. That's the best part of Blue Storm. That's what we have going. Is everybody's really.
I don't see you guys arguing.
No one argues with each other.
Dude, the chemistry. It kind of reminds me of. I don't want to say it, but it kind of reminds me of Boom Boom last year. You guys just kind of creeping 4-1. Nobody's really talking. Is that what you guys are? 4-1, right?
Yep.
Nobody's really talking about Blue Storm.
We love that though. We like to keep it that
I'm on the ice train. If my team gets eliminated, I'm dressing up as an icicle for the playoff games.
Shit.
Boba, what do you think?
Unfortunately, I was playing during that game, so I didn't get to see most of it or any of it. But just looking at the box score, it looks like a tight one. But yeah, what do you say? 26-24, right?
25-27. Yeah. But I'll give a shout out to Wrecking Crew. They played a great game. They were physical. I mean, there wasn't really any shit talking at all. It was a physical game. It came down to the wire.
2-point conversion in that ball. I think Gil went for it.
Yep.
Mike Vanago went. They both went for it, and the ball tipped up.
Yep.
And like he don't. That was like
With respect to Mark too. Mark Perry said he could have lit me up, but he said I'm a great kid, so he didn't light me up.
Respect.
I said, "Wow, thanks, buddy."
Respect
for that.
Yeah, that game was.
But unfortunately, a couple other guys probably did in that game, dude. They play fucking physical, huh? Have you guys played that team yet?
No,
Either one of you guys?
We were playing them last week of the season.
Oh wow, they definitely play up to their name. So, and they're starting to figure it out, man. Shout out to them. They played a really good game. That was a good game. 2-point conversion came down to the last play of the game.
they're another team. Had a rough start to the season. I don't think they have a win yet, and they've been going through like the QB carousel, and people have been out, and I don't think they have their full team for I don't even know if any games yet. But that's a winless team that I don't think
I beat him on the sideline though. Like shout out Mark Perry. Like
Yeah, he's a great teammate. I played with him last
Dude,
session.
They were
He was
down
on my
like
team.
14. I think they were down 2 scores. They got a score, stop, down 8 driving, and like, dude, their sidelines was still like, let's fucking go.
He's a great teammate. He's not, if he's on your team, he's not gonna let the team just like stop
tough,
playing.
dude. It is. I've been on some fucking bad teams before, and I'm not saying they're bad, but I've been on some teams that like you don't have a win yet, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? Their energy is still. Let's go. We're okay. You know what I mean? Even
They
if
got a lot of
lost,
leaders on that team.
Exactly, and it comes down to the veteran leadership. I think. You know what I mean?
They're definitely not checked out. You know what I mean?
No.
That's a team that's.
Dude, they know the playing game.
Yeah.
Anything can fucking happen.
And
You know what I mean?
So next one was we got Boom Boom versus TD Mafia.
Let's skip
So-
over this. We are running out of time.
So Mikey, we'll let you take the floor on this one.
I'm gonna I said what I had to say at the field in regard. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll
Nobody,
talk
we're
about
not
it.
at the field right now, buddy.
First of all, before anything, I want to give a huge shout out to TD Mafia because they fucking beat the shit out of us this week. There's nothing I could say in regards to that. They fucking came out. They beat us on all 3 levels. Well, 2 levels. Technically, there's not. Well, let's just say 3rd level is just turnovers. Okay, they beat us in the turnovers aspect. So defense or whatever, they beat us on offense. Every time we got a first down, it would be like just barely over the line. It was always 1st and goal from the fucking 50. Defense, dude, we couldn't pull flags. They just, dude, and they were hyped. They wanted that game more than we did.
Yeah.
100%. There was no communication, and they were hungry. I didn't, but the only thing I want to comment on is that I didn't know how much people hated me and Boom Boom until I showed up to that field.
I don't think anybody hates you,
No,
boss.
no,
I think you're the defending champs. People want
Not
to
actual hate. Hate isn't a word. But I had people coming up to me who I had never spoken before.
Those are. No, I'm kidding.
Being like, you fucking fake MVP, this and that.
Whoa.
I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck this guy is.
Fake MVP.
I heard it all on Sunday, but that's part of the game. I gotta give them, like I said, I just gotta. The only thing I could say about it is TD Mafia fucking balled out. That combo, they figured it out this week. DJ, we've talked about it previous weeks. DJ, Jordan, who plays quarterback. Honestly, they both threw the ball. They were hyped up. They were fired up. And they were fucking had fun, dude. The biggest thing is that team had fun when they played, and they beat the fucking shit out of us.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's a
what
big
else can I
win
say?
for them, man. They
Huge
look like
win,
they need some respect, dude. That was a huge win. And
You gotta shout out whoever got that picture of Howe just trying to absolutely hockey beat someone up with that picture there. That's going right.
No, that
Perfect holding. This is what holding is.
yeah, that was bad. But I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I talked to him on Facebook. Me and that kid went at it all day. I was just jamming off the line. Sometimes, you know, I held him on that play. My bad. I already told him my bad. But he didn't even say shit like that. We and him went at it all game, and we dapped each other up at the end of the game, and that was the end of it.
yep. All right. So we got one game left. Oh, well, it was postponed, so we don't even need to go over that one.
Yep. But we do have a couple things, Bova, that we wanted to go over with you specifically.
Now we're gonna get into our Bova interview here.
Yeah. So Bova, Nelson, lead us off. What was there was a very controversial idea that Bova had brought to our attention that maybe for future. What do you think? What do you think about this one, Patty?
Well, Bova, why don't you take the floor here? You had a couple things you wanted to bring to the attention of people here, and
So there's been a lot of different ideas floating around as far as the direction of future sessions with more. It looks like we're projecting to get even more people next season, maybe another 30 to 40. I'm sure we'll probably lose a handful too after this session, but it's looking like we're gonna just keep growing. And with that, the first 2 seasons, we kind of built this on. It's a league for anybody. Anyone can join. Anyone can play, regardless of talent, skill level. Everyone has a place here. But the more talent we bring in, I'm starting to feel bad for some of those guys that might not get as much playing time as they want to, or everyone's paying the same fee, so everyone should be able to get on the field. So some ideas that that have been floating around and tossed out is the first big one is to make it 2 divisions. If we have, let's say, 200 players, we do 20 teams of 10. And you do 2 drafts. You do an A draft and then a B draft. Whoever doesn't get selected in the A draft gets put into the B draft pool. So that would be your two brackets for the season. And that goes back to how it was the first season, where everybody in each division would play everyone one time. So like the pros of that is that maybe everyone gets a little more playing time. The cons is maybe some people won't be too happy about where they could potentially be drafted, and that's another issue. I want people being like, oh, I didn't get selected onto the A side, so you guys are disrespecting me now. I don't want to play or anything like that. People have egos, and people don't want to feel like they're being slighted in any way. So it's kind of a slippery slope to go that direction, but kind of want to get some thoughts and opinions on what you guys and maybe others might think about something like that.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
So I honestly, I love this league exactly the way it is, the draft and everything. I would personally rather try to find a solution as a league, and because I do understand for the guys that feel that they're not playing at all. I personally would rather try to find a solution for these guys that aren't playing than have an A and B division, because I love the competitiveness of this league, how it's a draft style, like, all the way down the list. Like, I personally really like that about this league. So, I don't know. I think I would rather it stay the way it is personally. And try to help these guys get more playing time for sure.
So, I agree with you, Patty, in the sense that is there a way? I know this would be difficult because it's hard to get a field where you could play all day, like, you know what I mean. But is there a way? I think that what makes this league special is you can get a guy who has played in the AFFL for $10,000 to play with a dude who played with flag football. He started yesterday.
Yeah.
I think that's what's so cool about this league, and like anybody can win, and it's like you have to get these guys involved to win games. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are going to be on the field. I think that's what makes this league so special. So I wouldn't want an A and B, but I'm also a realist in the sense of my idea, but I don't know if this would be possible, is cut it down to 10, the roster to 10. I think 12 in a 5-man league is way too much. I do. Because think about it. You have double the size of what's on the field on the bench. You have 7 guys if everyone shows up on the bench. You got those 1 or 2 guys who don't come off the field because
Wasn't it 6?
You only play 6.
Oh, 6. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
6. Excuse me.
You guys were playing with 5 all day?
Felt like it. But you have 6 guys. So you have whatever's on the field is on the bench if you bring your whole roster. And now it's tough because you do have those 1 or 2 guys who don't want to come off the field because they're superstars, and they probably shouldn't come off the field. But if you have 10, I know we had 10 before. Is there a way, Bova, where you could make it like 25 teams? But now I know it's a field issue because you have to book a slot for all those games. Is there a way to do that where less players, more teams?
I mean, that's also been discussed where, I mean, my goal is either way to probably try to get to at least 20, and then do 2 10-team conferences on each side. But the problem with the 10-man rosters was, I mean, you were in it first season, Howe, so there was a few forfeits here and there. People couldn't field teams some weeks. Sometimes we were playing with 5 people, 5v6. I had a game where we played with 4.5 versus 6. I had 4 guys and 1 guy with a dislocated shoulder. So injuries.
And he balled out. That was crazy.
Yeah. Can be hard to field a team, I'm sure, during
Uh,
certain weeks.
I've had this discussion with a lot of people at different times where 10, when everyone shows up, feels like the perfect number. But if people are having attendance issues, if people are having injuries, then it's not enough. While 12 helps, kind of mitigate some of those issues. But then when everyone is showing up, then people aren't getting enough playing time, and then people aren't feel like they're getting their money's worth.
So 11 is the answer.
That might
Perfect.
be
The perfect number is 11.
yeah, maybe we try 11 where you have 5 people on the bench, but I mean even this season, like my team, we've had no more than 8 players every game. Um,
Yeah, I missed 3 games myself or 2 games. It's just life. You get older. It's we're not in the NFL. You know what I mean? Shit's gonna happen. Injuries. So I think this it's obviously gonna take a lot of discussing. You know what I mean? And in between, we have a lot of time, obviously, until next session. I won't be here next session, but I'll obviously be following and everything. And I think no matter what decision you make, Bova, you've always found a way to make it work and progress the league, and I got to give you credit for that.
yeah, I mean just try to be fair as I can with people. That's kind of always my goal with anything we try to do. But if we do go that route where we do get more teams, personally, I kind of like Regatta. It's not an awful field. I don't think it's not as bad as people made it out to seem
I
at the
didn't
beginning.
think I would do when I first game of the season when I was pouring dirt and I moved it across. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I seen 2 wooden pallets buried underneath. I'm like, dude, we're fucked. But
Yep.
it honestly hasn't been that bad. It really hasn't been that.
It's not the best field in the world, but I mean, if we do stay there for at least a little bit longer, maybe a couple more seasons, the goal eventually is to have our own field sometime. We'll buy our own property, and then we could do whatever we want at that point. But until then, if we're going to stick at Regatta, the good thing is that not many people really use that field, so we could probably extend our time slots and just have a longer day where we can accommodate everybody to play till 1, 2, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a problem. But this is different avenues that we might explore.
I agree. I agree. What do we got next, Patty?
Where are we? Right here?
Yep.
Require all teams to go into the draft with a co-captain. And then one's got to be a QB, huh?
So that's been another suggestion people have brought up is everyone has a co-captain because, well, neither of you guys have been a captain, but people that do decide to be captain have, the extra responsibilities. They have to do their stats. They have to help live stream and all that stuff. It's kind of your way to, you get to do the fun stuff. You get to draft your team. You get to make your jerseys and all that. But to do that, you got to help me because there's only so much I can do by myself. Um,
How
so
has that been so far, Boba? Where and not you don't have to call anybody out if by any means if anything, but are people still as captains still filling in? And I know the requirement I think is you have to go live at some point. I know there's some stuff that comes with it.
yeah, this season's been definitely the best out of all of them so far. Um, Last season, the requirements were maybe you had to help back judge, maybe you had a live stream, and then you had to do your own stats. So this session,
Right.
no captains have to be back judges. So we kind of took that away from their plate. It's just the live stream and stats requirements. But by far, 100%, all the captains have been great. They've been getting their stats in by the deadline. We're going to try to get them in every Wednesday so we can do player of the week and all that type of good stuff. So yeah, this season's been definitely very good, and I think because of that, I don't think we'll have many issues with stuff like that going forward either. But the reason for the QB and co-captain thing is, so let's say we do have 20 teams, and now you have a co-captain, and you're required to. Now there's 40 people in that pool that can help do all that type of work, so it doesn't, overload anybody. And then that also makes it so everyone definitely has a quarterback before the draft even starts.
Which
So
is huge in this league. We've seen.
yeah, having a quarterback, obviously you can't really play without one. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a sense. But then we were thinking if we do go that route where we have the quarterbacks assigned, obviously there's a discrepancy in quarterback talent already. So let's say you have the Jay Charles of the world where they're going to be top
Jay
3.
Charles. Yep. Go ahead.
You go. And then they say you have me, where I'm more
That kid.
people of that caliber. So if Jay Charles is up here and I'm down here, how do we make it more fair in the draft concept? Well, instead of doing a random draft pick pool, maybe we rank the quarterbacks as a committee group and kind of do it that way, and that's how we'll base the picks for the following session. Like if you have the lowest ranked quarterback on the board, then you get your choice of whatever pick you want. Instead of doing a blind draw. Just a suggestion, really. And again, nothing really set in stone, but just things people have been talking about.
Let's take that a step further, Bova. And I know this was something you wouldn't even talk about. And this is getting real peppy. This is getting real fucking crazy. The draft might be
Fantasy football style.
Fantasy football style. Bova, what are you thinking about with a live auction?
How many dollars am I worth, Bova?
That's a good question. I don't even know what the auction budget would be. But
that is something that would be crazy. You know what I mean? Obviously, but
other than like DraftKings, I've never really done an auction draft, so it would be a learning curve for me in a sense, anyways. But
that might be a couple years down. That might have to be like a spin-off on a tournament or something. I feel like it would be very hard to because people would end up getting fucking screwed over. I feel like it's a recipe for disaster unless you do it like a tournament or something.
Yeah, if you blow your budget on your first two players, maybe you get like a Duval and a Balamotis as your first two picks and blow out.
And now you got 50 cents left for the rest of the draft. You know what I mean?
People have brought it up and that we've discussed it. It could be a cool concept. Maybe we do try with like a tournament style first and then see how.
That's a good idea. Definitely, yeah, that's a good idea.
Boba, I have a question for you. So obviously this session, in my eyes, Nelson, you could speak on it. You played last session. Me and Bova have both played in the first two sessions. What do you think is it the competition? Is it the more teams? It's something about this session feels different to me. It feels like this league,
just all around the growth of the league has been great. It's not just about the players. It's just everything's more consistent. There's a website, dude. Like you and I are somehow fucking 9 weeks into a podcast, buddy. Like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey. Like, go on.
Hey, cheers. I don't know how
it's the growth everywhere. You know what I mean? Everything's been more consistent, and it's just all across the board. You know?
Yeah. And what do you think, Bova? Do you think this session has a different feel to it?
Yeah, I think it has a different feel in positive and negative ways. And I got share for doing this podcast and everything like that. You guys do it on your own time for free, just for the fun of it. So I really appreciate you guys having giving some more exposure for us and having something for everybody to look forward to during the week. Everybody loves this, and you guys do a great job. So I do appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
But yeah, as far as like the positives and the negatives, I feel like the positives is we bring in more eyes, more talent. It makes the games more competitive, better brand of football on the field. The negative in my eyes is the first two seasons definitely had more of a togetherness feel in a sense where people
family, dude.
Yeah, it was a very family type of environment where people were super friendly and then people were hanging out after games and kind of just shooting the shit. And we haven't lost that completely. I mean, we do have a lot of that still. But I feel like a lot of the guys, like, part of this is, like, you don't know who you're going to play with, which is why I'd like people to try to, for me personally, I never really intended this league to be, like, a big thing. I just started playing flag football basically when I created this league. I never really played in any other leagues, tournaments. We were just playing pickup for fun, and just kind of wanted to bring this concept because we were doing pickup drafts every weekend and wanted to take it a step further. It really just blew up and became a lot bigger. So I initially did this just to connect with more people that play the sport and get a sense of how people like to play and learn from people and have a good time and meet new people. And then it just kind of exploded from there. So it's kind of lost a bit of that really just friendly, we're here just for fun feeling. It's starting to progress more into the competitive side where being just for, I mean, and I like it both ways. I like it that people want to be competitive and really want to play for a championship, and that's awesome in its own sense. But I want people to forget where it really started and take like that Cowboy Killers conversation, take a step back and look at the bigger picture and see the guys around you and meet new people, That's kind of why I let the drinking and smoking go and stuff like that, because it's a good social activity in my eyes. You can sit there, you can have a beer, talk to people about the games and stuff like that, meet new people. I myself have joined Blitz from here. We've had a mass flag team, gone to tournaments and stuff, and
Yep.
played that Thursday league with you, Howe, on Drip. So it's been great to do stuff like that. I'm sure plenty of other people have had experiences like that too. I just don't want people to lose the vision of that while we're continuing to grow.
Yeah, I think it's a fine line. I think I think we're on the positive side because and maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just like I've gotten my ass beat by teams, and then I had to wear Honey Badgers jersey. I'm drinking.
That's all fun though.
And that's that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? But I do see what you're saying where it's a fine line, and it's natural. I don't think anything crazy has happened. I just think it's natural when you get so many teams and so many people and so many personalities, and there's bound to it gets competitive. You know what I mean? You got adrenaline going and stuff that naturally happens. Where I think what was first session? How many teams? Well, but 12?
It started. It started with 11, I think.
11, 14, 16, right?
Yeah.
All in one session?
No,
Oh.
first session.
Because a couple
11.
teams were added in the first session, right? Or one?
We started with 11 and we dropped
Yeah.
to 10 because the tribe is the tribe.
Yeah. The only undefeated team ever in NefL history.
But undefeated in the sense, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Never lost a game when they showed up, technically.
And we only had 100 people, technically. It was about 100, maybe 120-ish.
You almost doubled that. It's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
we're almost double at that point now. So it's, I mean, I basically knew everybody in a sense. I would be able to talk to everybody and meet people and at least have conversations before and build some sort of rapport with people prior. Even I now, I try my best to try to meet everybody and talk to them a little bit. And,
Yeah.
Right.
Right. It's very tough with this many people, and we're just going to keep.
200 people, yeah. Definitely.
That's the big reason why some of that, togetherness and family feel has probably dissipated slightly. But it's definitely not. I don't think it's like bad. I'm not disappointed by anything or in that sense. But every season, I try to make that statement at the beginning of the season where I like people to keep that in mind. So I'll always continue to do that, and hopefully people heed it and take it to heart, I guess.
100%. Nelson, I think you had a question about what was it about like the star player versus QB?
Oh, yeah, Bova, what would you rather have on your team, kind of, we want to know? Is it like availability all across the board, or do you want that superstar QB?
For me, I would love the availability. Every season so far, I don't know what it is. I think people just don't want to play with the commissioner. I don't get it. Every season, I got attendance issues. It seems like we've overcome it for the most part. But it'd be nice to not have to play 60 minutes every game for 3 seasons. That'd be fabulous. So I probably have to roll with the attendance route.
Okay. What about you, Nelson?
Um,
QB, superstar QB, or just a guy that's going to be there every week? What do you think?
I'm laughing at what Bailey's laughing there. I don't know how to get rid of that. But
We got some spam in the chat.
That's Ivan.
Yeah, that's Ivan writing some crazy shit in there.
Oh shit, that's hilarious. Probably. I mean,
I'll block that
across the
person while
board.
you go.
I mean, if you draft the right team all the way across the board, and it happens to not have a superstar QB, I guess I would go with that rather than a team full of people that just don't show up or it's inconsistent. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd go with the consistency in this league for sure.
I honestly think there's only like two or three top tier elite quarterbacks. There's a lot of good quarterbacks. I think I'm a good I don't think I'm an elite. I think there's a couple elite quarterbacks in this league right now, like one or two, like that you or probably three that you got to take if they're there. I won't say names because I know you guys will probably ask who it is. I'm not going to say it, but I think there's probably 2 or 3 quarterbacks you have to take, and then after that, it's probably availability. If you can get a really good player who's going to be there every week, you got to take him over a good quarterback who you don't know. So I think it goes elite QB, no matter when they're going to show up. If that guy's going to be there, they put you in the position to really contend for a Super Bowl, whether they're there 3 weeks and playoffs, okay. And then it goes availability, and then it goes good quarterback, in my opinion.
Mhm.
That's a fair.
Let's go. What do you think, Nelson? Bova matchups for this week?
Yeah.
Let's talk about.
Seven. We
let's
got
start
the
with the 7:20
the London game.
The London
game.
game. We're heading to London. NefL heads to London.
Yeah, we're going to Bova. Will this be live? Will Flip the Bird be there since it's
In London?
Yeah, for the 7:20 game. Wake up early.
Yeah. We'll
Charge
be
your
there.
phone. Make sure everything, because that game's starting early.
Next episode will be from London.
How you're rough in that game? You didn't know?
I will if need be. Let me know. But
Yeah.
7:20 is fucking crazy.
You're reffing, buddy.
So who's up? I know you said someone was up 2 scores.
Ghost is winning.
Yeah, Ghost is up.
That confirmed?
And Tiger Blood's coming locked and loaded with all their superstars ready to fucking play. That's what I'm hearing.
I don't know who starts the ball, to be honest, but I know Ghost is up 2 scores, so we'll play out the second half of that one. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm interested. We never had a half a game played before, so that'd be a first for NefL history.
So this is a half a game. We're taking it to London. Who do you got in this game, Bo?
I got Ghost.
You have to pick a team. This is how we've been doing it. I know it's not always easy, but you got to pick a winner and how much they win by.
Let's see. So Ghost is up 2 scores right now. Really depends who comes out with the ball. If Ghost comes out with the ball, I think Ghost is probably going to win regardless. Ghost comes out with the ball by 3
I think so too.
If they don't come out with the ball, they win by 2 scores.
I think it
We're
doesn't
assuming
matter who
Mikey-
shows up. I don't even think it matters. I think Ghost will win that game. I think they're up, 3 scores?
2 scores.
2 scores?
2 scores.
That's-
And it's Tiger Blood ball at half.
Oh, all right.
I know that for sure. I'm just playing, devil's
Oh,
advocate.
man.
And Mikey and JJ have been there since 5 a.m. running wind sprints, fired up to play.
It's been Tiger Blood's biggest Achilles all season, is if they have to play from a deficit, they just don't have that they don't click very well. When they're up and they are scoring, they look calm and collected and they're making good decisions, but as soon as they
almost beat us, yeah. They look good when they played us.
as soon as they go down, it looks like the whole game strategy changes and it goes out the window. So I don't know if they'll be able to overcome it, being down at the start of the game by 14 points.
7:20 a.m. as well.
That's tough. Yeah,
Right?
that's a good point, Elf.
Junior's gonna have his boys ready to go at 7:20 a.m.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I'm gonna say Ghost wins this game by 17.
I'm going Ghost.
Score?
Ghost.
By how much?
And JJ and Caban are going.
Everybody, we always.
Okay, all right. Well, if everybody's going, I think that Ghost wins by. I guess I don't know, man. Fuck, I hate this, dude. Because I don't know. I just got Ghost.
14. Just pick a fucking
14 then. I think they'll just.
Bova?
7:20 a.m. I think that's going to be a factor.
Again, it depends who comes out with the ball. Ghost comes out with the ball, they win by 21. Tiger Blood comes out with the ball, they win by 14.
Okay.
I think it's going to be just back and forth scoring for the second half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next? No, we got one more up here.
Oh.
TD Mafia, who just fucking beat the brakes off us. And
First outsiders.
This is
a really good game.
outsiders coming off a loss, a tough game, and TD Mafia coming off a big game.
Huge game.
All right, we get it.
Was there? I'm only kidding. But I'll start with this one. I think that was a statement win by TD Mafia, all jokes aside, and I think they're just going to continue to rally. I think they're going to be a threat in this league to win some.
They look
I think they could go
scary,
deep.
bro.
Yeah, I know. That's right. I think they're going to take care of this game by I'll say 10 points or so. 8 points or so.
You think they're going to win this by 8 to 10?
Yep.
Okay. Bova?
I got outsiders by 14,
Okay,
Oh,
so
wow.
that's on the opposite side. Okay.
of course.
Is there a specific reason?
I played TD Mafia the first game that Jordan came back. I think you can stop that offense. And I think their defense can be scored on. I think they're gonna have trouble.
You giving me some tips? Because I'm not sure. I didn't figure that out yet. Can you send me some notes so I can figure it out?
Have Nico. That definitely hurt you guys. I think
Yeah,
you
it
got
did.
people. Not I'm not gonna take anything away from Team Mafia. They played a great game, and that was an ass kicking. Unfortunately, how I apologize, but
No, we got our ass beat. No other way around it. Yeah.
but Outsiders just has I personally think probably one of the highest power offensive arsenals in the league right now. With even though they got stopped this week by a dirty squad who has an elite defense, but
This will be a real test to TD to see if last week was either a fluke or not a fluke. They did with it, but is it did they have a one really good game, or is it like, yo, they're playing a high powered offense? Are they legit or not?
I mean Carter, Young Tambo, Kevin, Scarelli. It's a really tough matchup, and I think Steve's with fire in his eyes after coming throwing his first 2 picks of the season and coming away with a loss last week. I think he's going to be on the warpath this week.
Good point.
I think that it's fucking tough, man. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say TD Mafia by a conversion, just because I'm obviously.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
1 or
say
2.
by
We need a score.
They're gonna win by 2.
Okay, a 2-point conversion.
And they're gonna. It's just, dude, the way that they looked last week. We look like shit, but like put that aside, or they made us look like shit. You know what I mean? Like they were fucking causing turnovers. They were moving the ball. They were talking, communicating. I haven't seen Outsiders yet, so I'm obviously biased. I'm going to say TD Mafia by 2 points.
Jordan says that Steve is throwing another 2 interceptions this weekend.
We will see. We'll find out.
Next last week, so it could happen.
What do we got next?
The next one we have Wolfpack versus Revenge, 8 a.m.
So Wolfpack is what, Bova? They didn't play last week. Are they 2-2?
I think
Or 3-1?
I think they're 3-1, aren't they?
they're 3-1. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
They
3-1.
lost week 1 in overtime.
I think
You want me to pull it up? I'm pretty sure they're 3-1.
Yeah, let's pull that up.
You want to see it again?
they won.
I could be wrong. I just want to make sure standing.
I think they only lost to Dream Killers, I want to say.
No, so they're
beat the
2.
bag out of us.
No, so they have 2 losses then, because they lost week 1 by. Oh no, they won week 1 by in overtime. I'm sorry.
They won that one.
So they are 3-1. They didn't play last week. Now they're going up against Revenge. Revenge had a tough time last week, but they've shown they're the one team I can't fucking. I feel like I don't. Every team in this league, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what they are so far. I don't know who Revenge is yet.
Well, that being said, Wolfpack has been pretty consistent.
Very consistent.
So, 8 a.m., they came off a week where they wanted to play and they weren't able to. I think they're going to be hungry. So, I got them winning by multiple scores.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Bova?
I think I got Wolfpack by 4. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people are going to be credit for. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, too. I think both teams get into the 40s or 50s.
I agree. I could see that. And shout out to Revenge. I mean, they only scored 6 last week, but they only gave up 30 against. I would say probably, and I've said this before, kills me to say, but probably the best quarterback in this league. So they showed life. They fought in that game. I seen it. They only gave up 33 points. They lost. The offense had a couple turnovers or whatever, but I think that they're going to come out. I think their defense is going to surprise people. Like I said, it's hard for me to say what Revenge is right now because they came out, they lost by 50, then they beat Ghosts. Then I'm like, okay, maybe they're legit. I think they have 2 wins? They're 2-3. So they've shown signs. I'm going with you, Bova. I'm going to say that this is like a 4-point game. I'm going to say Wolfpack by 2 points again. I'm going to go back to the 2 points, but it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I mean, you got Cody at quarterback, you really can't count that kid out ever. He can do pretty much do it all.
Yeah, I agree. All right, what do we got next? Flamin' Hot versus
Honey Badgers.
Honey Badgers. But is there any? I know it's a big tournament weekend, Bobit. Is there any stipulations on your side or their side? I feel
No,
like
everybody's here. We don't know.
no. We say that unless there's a
Unless it's
player
confirmed.
out.
Okay, unless it's confirmed.
Injury report will be released later in the week. No comment further than that.
All right, so I know, and we kind of forgot about that.
I think
before.
both teams are going to be fully stacked.
Oh,
did we miss again?
outsiders! I gotta go back.
What?
So let's just take a quick backward step. I
What?
know that Carter was on my team for that Asia tournament. I'm not playing in that anymore. I was gonna play. I know Carter was there. I also know Greg Balamotis. I think Yim was in it. So
Well, that would hurt.
no Yim, no Balamotis versus Revenge.
Is that confirmed? That would change my pick, obviously.
It's not. I can't say it's confirmed, but they were in the group chat. So it's like, was Yim? Yim, I think, is
Check
playing
your group
with.
chat.
No, I know Greg was. I think Yim is playing with Ricky, and they obviously forfeited. But let's just continue with that. Everyone is full roster, even though. Sorry to spice it up, but
I can safely say anyone of Asian descent in this league will not be here Sunday. I'm pretty sure
that's fair.
one of them are playing in this tournament.
Do you guys have Charlie this week?
No, we don't.
He's playing in that tournament.
No Charlie, no Scott.
Ooh.
Brutal. But we're talking with Vigent, and seems like they're going to be fielding some tough numbers too. So,
Is Chad still hurt?
It looks like Chad's still hurt. I hope he has a speedy recovery. I think it's an ankle, right? Something like that. But
groin. Even it might even be like a groin, which is a
hamstring
tough
or
one.
something,
Where
maybe.
those are the ones you can't rush back either.
Right. So hope for a speedy recovery for him. But I'm pretty sure Lavi's out for them.
No Lobby. No, Lobby's out. So no Lobby. Is Kevin Clock out?
Probably. I think he's out too.
I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in that game, then.
Now
That game's gonna end 4-4. There's gonna
Which
be
one?
some weird shit's gonna go down.
This one?
Flaming Hot versus Honey Badgers. Yeah.
I'm throwing the ball. You're gonna see Hail Mary streaks from me.
Yeah, you're gonna. So do you guys have enough to play?
Hopefully.
Might reschedule the game.
All right. Does Honey Badgers have enough to play?
Sounds like Honey Badger definitely should. We're hoping to get at least 5 or 6. If we get 5, we're gonna play 5s. If not, hopefully we at least get our 6 guys out there. But to be determined, we'll say.
All right. Well, everybody, Bova, we're gonna start with you. Everybody has to make a prediction. In the words of Kevin Garnett, it's gonna be a bar fight.
It's gonna be a bar fight, and Flaming Hot is just missing a lot of guys. Like I think Honey Badgers have shown that they can win without Chad. So I'm gonna have to go with them for this game, and I think it's gonna come down to one score because everybody's so short.
Okay. Bova.
I used to like you, Pat. Not anymore.
Fuck, man.
I got Flamin' Hot by 1 million.
Oh,
By
let's
1
go.
million points, the first ever 1 million point game.
I like that.
Someone just commented. Dome just said Sanford is playing safety. With that being said, I think both teams are short. I think Flamin' Hot has momentum. Flamin' Hot wins this game by 8 points. Upset alert. Flamin' Hot wins this week by 8 points, and they start creeping towards a playoff spot. I'm just.
Bob, I want you to run the ball more. You're a weapon on the ground, buddy. You need to start running it.
I might using the wheels a little more. I was dealing with a groin injury myself the whole start of the season, but start still good. So I think might see some more wheels soon.
Nice, good. Glad you're feeling 100%. So what? Next game?
Next game.
We got Wrecking Crew versus Ghosts.
So
they got the doubleheader.
A doubleheader.
Well,
And
yeah, they're
somebody
finishing their game.
Hey, somebody has to win this game.
Is this the winless game?
Somebody has to win this game. Well, depending on.
Oh, hold on.
Wait a minute. I got cut off. Wait a minute here. Oh. Are we back in? Hold up. Wait a minute. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, gotcha.
Sorry, I got so excited for this game, I fucking ripped the plug out.
I was trying to grab a beer.
So somebody has let's
I mean,
assume
root beer.
Ghost somehow blew the lead, and now it's well, it doesn't really matter. But let's battle of the win list. Who do you got in this, Boba?
I think it really depends on what happens at 7:20. I don't see it happening, but let's say Ghost collapses and loses that game. I don't think they're going to be mentally prepared for this game, and I think Wrecking Crew is going to sneak away with their first win of the season. So I really think it's contingent on that 7:20 game. Like I said earlier, I think Wrecking Crew is the one team I would not want to see in that play-in tournament.
Wouldn't either.
Yeah, dude, I agree.
I think they're starting to figure it out with the quarterback. It seems like they have Vance back there more. He's been playing well. Originally, I didn't like that. Using your best weapon as your QB, I think it takes away from your offense a bit. But he's been getting it done. It looks like I could see Wrecking Crew taking that game away by 8.
8. Okay. I'll go first, Nelson. I now that they got Gil back, he's shown promises. Like, dude, that's just another physical specimen. I think that the only thing is that it's either, and as you spoke upon, it's either going to help or hurt Ghost that they're there at 7:20. Like, that's an early ass game, but now that you're up, you're at it. They win that game, and they're thinking even in your head, dude, they can come out after being winless. They can walk off that field with 2 wins and half the season left, or whatever it is. 4 games left. I think that I'm gonna roll with Ghost just because they are gonna win that game. As I said, they're gonna win that game. They're gonna be up there early. They're already at the field. They're full. They're ready. I'm gonna say Ghost wins that game by 6 points. It's gonna be close, but I think Ghost wants that one a little bit more than Wrecking Crew right now. After that first win, you get that taste of victory. And they're a good dude. I know their draft, in my opinion, wasn't good, but dude, you get that taste of victory. Junior is still a top quarterback in this league. Anything can happen in that play. And I'm going Ghost by 6 points. Nelson?
That's pretty fair, and I'm going to say Ghost by within a touchdown as well, because I think Junior's going to be able to just put up more points than Wrecking Crew in this game. Like, I think the Ghost offense as a team is just going to find ways to score.
Okay, that's fair. Can we just take a pause real quick?
Yeah.
I just got a text from Jay Charles
Okay.
of a blocking play when I played on ST 5 years ago.
I love that.
And it says, great blocking on the outside. And it's me doing nothing. See, this is the shit I gotta deal with. This is the shit I gotta deal with. I have clips of me being surfaced 5 years later.
Dude, that's honestly fucking hilarious.
I got a text from this. Great blocking on the blind side.
Psych.
This is the shit I gotta fucking deal with. All right, next game.
What is the next game here? We got.
This is a fucking dogfight.
Oh wow, this is the first time I'm seeing this.
Island Gods versus Blue Storm. Boba.
10-20.
That's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a fun one. Jacob Lapointe just always figures it out. He scores points. He scores a lot every game. He never really he had the drip check game was a tough one. Last season, same thing. That drip check game was a tough one. But other than that, I feel like I haven't seen the guy score less than 6 touchdowns a game.
Dude, he's like flies on the radar. Not really, because he's won a championship, and we said this before. I think he was MVP for a session. I think that's fair to say because he won it and he put up crazy numbers. But go ahead, Bova. I'm sorry not to cut you off. I was just saying.
The champion. He's quarterback of the year last season. I think, but I'm also on the ice train. I feel like I like that Blue Star team a lot. All
the ice train. I might have to get a shirt with that.
I'm getting a great. Are you gonna leave me hanging?
Oh,
train.
NefL merch coming soon. Ice train merchandise.
Oh come on! I love that.
I think I got Blue Storm by 10.
Blue Storm by 10. Wow.
Even though
we're getting.
my team.
I don't know if I like this.
Yeah, even though in Bova, that's how much of a gentleman he is. You picked them to lose, and he's still picking you guys to win because he's a gentleman.
He is a great guy.
What do you got in that game, Pat?
Blue Storm.
By how much?
It's gonna be a dogfight. I think we're gonna win by 2 points.
2 points.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was in the beginning of this episode. I was on the ice train.
Now you're not?
I just got an inside text that there's a fucking heat wave coming this Sunday in the islands.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going back against the ice. I'm hopping off the ice train.
Oh my god.
I was on the ice train for 30 minutes and I don't like the cold. I don't like the cold. Island Gods need this win more than you guys do. You guys are 4-1.
Yeah.
They're 2-3.
Yeah.
And I think Jake is not used to losing, dude. He's not. I think Jake
Neither are we.
I know. But you guys haven't lost. That's my point.
Yeah,
exactly. You guys are 4-1. You guys don't need this as badly as the Island Gods do.
Yeah,
Island Gods win this game by 11. I know it's a hot take. No. Listen. It's not an insult. It's
an insult.
It's they need this more than you guys need this win.
We got your game next. So that's fine.
Okay. All right. Lead us off.
Okay.
Lead us off, Fatty.
All right.
Go ahead.
We got Boom Boom versus the Cowboy Killers, huh? I don't want to lead off on this game. This game's fucking.
Wait, no. Lead us off. What do you got?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pick Boom Boom just because Cowboy Killers, like, not. I don't know. I mean, they just haven't really played together that much. You know what I mean? And I think you guys need this game coming up.
Yeah, we
So,
do, dude. Yep.
I think that's why you guys will win.
Bova?
Yeah, as much as I like the underdog and want to root for those guys, and until I see a different approach and mentality from them, I can't see good things in their future. So I got Boom Boom by 14.
You?
I mean, I think if you look at this before the season, or you look at us after a couple weeks, you'd say that we blow out Cowboy Killers, but we put up fucking 6 points last week, and I got a lot of respect.
Before the season, you said?
Well, I mean, just like
Before the season, I might have picked Cowboy Killers to win this
okay, let's say 1 week, or I'm just saying specifically off of like how we played or a past play. I know you can't say past play, but you guys will maybe disagree. But past play last season, it has an effect. It really does. Just because I've played with a good amount of kids on this team, I know the captain. It does help the chemistry. It really does. But we played like shit. With that being said, my team's fucking fired up. I'm fired up. I'm coming in. I'm going to say that we win this game by 18 points. And that's not a knock. It's just we need those fucking
You're stirring it up. You just said you're going to fucking piss on the Cowboy Killers this week.
Well, we'll see what happens. Last game. This one has
What do you think? Oh, are we on the last game?
Yeah.
Okay.
This game has an interesting
Well, it's two
dynamic
games,
because there's a couple superstars who are Dream Killers. Oh, excuse me, two games off. Well, no, one because there's a forfeit. So this is the last game. Dream Killers without Keo and without J. Charles confirmed.
Dream Killers by... Wait, what?
Dream Killers will not be there. And by the way, Tiger Blood got kind of fucked because they got to play at 7 and they got to play it over there. But that's just the way it worked out. You got to reschedule, and your game was at 11:30 this week. It is what it is. I don't know how that affects them.
Who's missing for Dream Killers?
Confirmed. I don't know if Sarun is playing in that tournament. He might be. I know Keo is out. And I know Jay Charles is playing quarterback in that for Ricky Tan's team. I don't know that. I think they might be Supreme. That's their two.
Dude, this game's gonna be a dogfight then.
Does Tiger Blood winless beat the undefeated Dream Killers? And they might make a movie about this game. You ever seen the movie Rudy? It might be made about this game.
Who's gonna be Rudy?
I don't know. That's to be determined. Bova, who you
Bova,
got in this
we
game, man?
need you to
Who
start
plays
off on this one, 'cause
quarterback?
I can't pick.
I don't know.
I need you guys to go for me to pick.
It really depends on who makes it to the field for Tiger Blood. If they have their guys, and you're going against a Dream Killers team without their three best weapons and Jay Charles to run, well, arguably
Right?
the three best weapons. And
Jerry too. You could put Jerry up there too as well, but
no Keo, probably no Saran, no Jay Charles. I don't even know what's going to throw the ball for them, to be honest. So if Tiger Blood shows up right,
either.
I got Tiger Bloods by 20.
Jerry might be throwing it to himself this week and fucking catching touchdowns.
Just fucking.
If anybody could do it, it's him.
Yeah. We gotta see. I mean, I don't know.
Respectful. If Dream Killers had their full team, I got Dream Killers by 25, but they don't.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a tough week. You know what I mean? And it's. What do you got, Pat?
I think if Dream Killers are missing all those guys, I think they're gonna have a tough time. I don't know who would play quarterback over there. And then Tiger Blood, I mean, I played against them and they haven't won a game yet, but I don't honestly. I mean, I don't think they're a bad team.
They chop the field.
Yeah, I don't think they're a bad team at all.
Me
I think they could upset some teams in here. In fact, like if they show up and play to like how we know they can, I think they can beat teams in here. So I'm gonna say that they're gonna win this game, in my opinion, assuming all of those guys on Dream Killers are missing. Otherwise, I mean, I would go Dream Killers for
What's the score? We need a numbers.
I
Both
think
by 2 scores.
Wow, 2 scores.
Tiger Blood by 2 scores. If those guys aren't there, which I'm 95% sure they're not being there.
And then we're gonna assume Tiger Blood's all there. I think they'll win by at least a touchdown.
Okay. I have an interesting dynamic. I'm
Okay.
just thinking out loud. Okay.
Okay.
You're on Tiger Blood, right? And Mac is Rudy.
Oh, I love that.
too.
I love that.
I got an interesting dynamic, right? So you're on Tiger Blood, right?
Me?
Hypothetically.
Okay.
You're 0-4
I'm
right
0-4.
now.
I'm fucking pissed.
You play at 7:20.
I'm pissed. I'm playing at 7:20. I'm 0-4. I'm fucking pissed.
And now you're 0-5. You lost that game.
I lost that game 0-5.
Now you got to wait fucking 4 hours to play when you're 0-5.
Yep. Going to Dunkin'
That's
Donuts over
very, very, very hard to be like, on a Sunday, we got fucking work tomorrow. You have
Football
work.
coming on.
Football fucking is they got.
They might have that. They might have that thing they got to go do.
They might have that thing they gotta go do. Do you get what I'm? You get where I'm getting?
Yeah.
They might say after fucking 4 hours, I'm 0-5.
They might say, "Hey, it's actually my aunt Karen's birthday this weekend. She just
I
turned
got that
40."
thing. You got a bat mitzvah at fucking 1. You got a
and then-
birthday party at 3.
Yep.
You got to get going.
You got to get going.
I think
Oh, that's scary.
with all that being said, I'm just saying that that's part of the dynamic. This game ends in a fucking 6-6 tie. The first ever tie in NefL history.
Is that possible? What are the overtime rules?
It's not possible.
That's not possible.
I think something weird happens. There's going to be a hurricane come. The
6-6. Oh, okay. Yeah, the games get shut down for some
the
reason.
carnival comes in because they're playing at 8 o'clock at night.
Yep, the old home days coming in.
Something weird. Something weird happens. This game ends in a tie. That's how I'm in.
That's another mentality team for me, kind of in that Cowboy Killers boat. They just have so much talent.
Yeah, they do.
To take a step back and realize they gotta have fun. If your goal isn't to have fun, you're killing yourselves. I've seen them infighting a lot. They argue with each other too much. If they just didn't do that and just kind of relax for a second, they could have won every game they played so far.
Which is, I think their season turned around when they were at the halftime of the first game when they were up 20 against Strip Check. I can't even fucking fathom that they were up. Not even that I can't believe. It's just like
that game was sick to set the tone in the season. That was a very competitive game.
Everybody was like, "What the fuck is going on?" I think that we were all saying they were going to lose by 20.
Yeah.
And then they just had a meltdown. And then ever since then, it has been bad. Not bad, and they've competed, but in the sense of the win-loss record, like, who knows? They win that game.
Bova said it best earlier. They just don't respond that well when they get down. If they get down, they just play as a completely different team. Like their swagger is
It happens a
different when
lot.
they're
It does. It happens a lot. Yep.
I bring it together. Just gotta calm down. Everyone, just
it's a
calm
long game.
down. Just don't panic too much, and just go out there and run the game plan. You got Mikey out there. You got JJ out there. Hopefully, they both show up. If they're both there to play, I know JJ was hurt for a little bit, so hopefully he's back.
Yeah.
But you got both of them out there. You gotta score points, man. You gotta score a lot of points.
I agree.
So that's it. Hey, maybe they get hot towards the end of the year here. You never know.
The play-in, nobody knows what's gonna happen.
What's up with the play-in? How do you? Is everybody eligible for that?
10 standings, 10 through 16, playing a one-day tournament for the 10th spot,
That's so awesome.
and first 9 make it in.
And Flip the Bird Media will be covering that.
That's gonna be a fucking crazy day. Bova, last thing, we'll wrap it up. Is just we want to get your, and I'll go through it, and Nelson will go through it. Your Super Bowl matchup as of now,
Oh,
and who's your MVP? I know, putting you guys on the
hate doing
spot.
these
I know, but
I hate it.
it's tough.
I'll take my team out of it because
Yeah, I'm taking. Yeah, can we
no,
do that?
not your team. Nope, take your team out of it.
Okay, all right, I like that.
of
That's
course.
better.
There, but other than us, I could see a Dream Killers versus. Oof. Dream Killers versus Honey Badgers
Okay.
for the Super Bowl.
You're
Okay.
up.
And who's your MVP?
As of right now, MVP has to be Jay Charles. He's kind of leading in almost both sides of the ball, statistical categories, passing, defensive.
I think that it has some type of bias, where if you win the ship, chances are, unless you go crazy, you're probably gonna get the MVP, whoever the star player of that team is. Only for MVP so far, unless the rules change where it goes regular season, but it's the one award where it's throughout the whole season. And I think it's like the Super Bowl MVP, almost like the bias. No matter who balls out, the guy, whatever team wins, is going to have it on their team.
Okay. Can I go next?
Absolutely.
I got Dream Killers versus. Oh wait, actually no. I'm sorry. I got Dirty Squad versus Dream Killers.
Okay. MVP. Who wins the game?
Dirty Squad, and I got Yogi for MVP.
Okay. And Bova, who do you have winning that game?
I got the Badgers. Badgers upsetting that game.
But Jay still wins MVP.
I think Jay still wins MVP.
That's actually a very peppy take. I think as of now, I'm gonna go Dream Killers versus Dirty Squad, and I think that Jay is the deciding factor in that game because no team so far has been able to figure out how to score on Dirty Squad's defense. I think Jay will do that, and I think Dirty Squad has an elite defense. I do think that Jay is that good of a quarterback where he will figure it out, and I think that the difference is going to be Dream Killers' defense versus Dirty Squad's offense. And I think that's going to be the play of the game where their defense outperforms Dirty's in the Super Bowl. If I was to pick right now without my team, so I think Dream Killers wins it, and I think Jay Charles wins MVP. That's my pick as of right now. Definitely could change, but those are the two teams I've seen so far that it's like it's hard to really pick again. That game could go either way, but it's hard to pick either against either one of those teams.
Yep.
Fair?
Fair. Well, that'll pretty much do it for episode. What are we on? Fucking 9. I can't even keep track anymore because we're so consistent with this now. You know what I mean? Like it's just another day to me at this point. But just want to say thanks to the commish for taking the time to come on. Appreciate it, especially what happened last time. You know, we blew it, but we redeemed ourselves hopefully here, right? So appreciate that for coming on, Bova, and then everybody else for tuning in. We really appreciate that. Thanks for coming in here. Don't forget, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please just hit that subscribe. It definitely helps us out. It goes a long ways. If you can do the little things like that, thumbs up to the video, but that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
And I just want to make one last. I'll let you close it out after Boba, but it's Jay made a comment, and we have discussed this. So let's just open that real quick. I know we already said our goodbyes, and we've discussed this, Boba. I talked to Yogi about this. Jay is asking, how do you have a whole season and then pick MVP? So goes back to last season too. Like I definitely wasn't the MVP of the regular season. I played well in the playoffs.
Yeah, because the playoffs have a huge factor in this.
So Bova, what do you
What about a playoff MVP? What about an MVP?
A regular season and a playoff? Or
I think there should be a regular season and then a playoff.
Me, Yogi, and Ivan had a conversation about this.
What'd you guys say?
We're probably going to do it that way, honestly, this season. The reason the MVP was delayed last season is because just everything got delayed with stats. At the end of the season, we were missing like 3 weeks of stats going in.
Lucky for me.
Yeah. Back, so it wasn't how it was intended to go last season. So it'll be a normal vote this season. But yeah, we'll probably maybe do some playoff awards and stuff like that. It'll be a little bit different.
Speaking of stats, Boba, I think that I should have another interception on mine.
I got to talk to you, Captain, but I don't.
Wants to talk.
Talk to the Captain. Bova, any last words? Any last statement?
Yeah, I just appreciate you guys again. Thanks for doing this and taking the time out of your day to do this. Howe, I appreciate you for doing the player edits and all that stuff that you do. That was always hilarious, and I think people like those a lot. So yeah,
Definitely.
Really appreciate you guys doing what you're doing. I hope everyone enjoys watching this. And
thank you, Kamish. Thank you, Kamish. Everybody for tuning in. Thanks again.
Thank you, everyone.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you guys on Sunday.
Episode 10, double digits.
We're in London, baby.
We're in